traders, what up investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for another fantastic video. Today we're going to be looking at stock MRTX. I've never heard of it. I just Googled it and figured out why this kind of came on my radar, and we're going to be breaking down that we're seeing a very unusual large options trading in MRTX. Before we kind of go into that, we're going to be discussing on potentially why this could be moving. Again, we have to kind of potentially build a case on like, why the hell would anyone want to spend well over $2 million plus on this options chain to potentially get blown out, or what are they risking? What is the potential upside? What is the understanding outlying premise of this call? Because again, it's a lot of money. Like it's a lot of money. We're talking a lot of cheddar here. So looking at this particular option, we're talking about, this is, I think it was well over $2 million-ish. This kind of came out through today. It's kind of been moving quite a bit here. It's a $2.3 million bet here. This is a stock which is, again, a pharmaceutical company, and they have announced that the US FDA has granted a breakthrough therapy diagnosis for their not going to try to pronounce that, the company lead clinical drug for the potential treatment of patients with non-small cell lung cancer, or NSCLC. Basically, this is a stock that is going to be helping people with cancer, and of course, this is potentially could be pretty large amounts. So 85% of these cases consisted of non-small cell cancers. Okay, so in 2020, 2.2 million people new cases of cancer. Wow. Okay, so that's a pretty large market for the drug. Again, have to make a pretty strong stance here. Okay, these playing the stock market, if you don't know what you're doing, that's already risky. Especially playing pharmaceutical stocks, completely much more risky. Like I cannot tell you that you will get your tail cut off, you'll get your toes stomped on, your eyes punched in. These pharmaceutical stocks could jump up and down very rapidly. So looking at that, let's just go jump into the charts real fast, and we can kind of see here this is a weekly chart on 3 years back. This has been kind of like a waving kind of pattern that we're seeing here. The reason that it really kind of caught my interest of not just seeing a very large options trading within the stock just today around like 2 p.m. We'll look at the trade itself here, but we're seeing also some consolidation coming through here. So we're seeing this same kind of pattern coming through here, where it kind of breaks below here and comes back lower here, and the same kind of pattern that's potentially kind of coming in through here, where it's kind of broken through the 34 EMA, almost getting close to the green line, which is 144 EMA, and kind of gets back to the 8 and 34 and kind of goes higher here, comes back down like a beautiful, like a natural kind of waving pattern. So I was just more or less looking for a potential catalyst for this potentially to go higher here. So as you can see here, it has been in a very steep decline ever since that December of last year, as it's been going down for whatever reasons, selling, pressure, whatever. Now we're seeing some bottoming kind of coming here. Not the most pleasant bottoming here, but it's some kind of potential coming through here. So zooming into the daily chart here, now you're able to see a little bit more consolidation towards the kind of higher end level here on the box that we kind of drew here. We're seeing the moving averages kind of level off here, seeing some little kickback again. That FDA approval came out as yesterday, so the stock hasn't really moved substantially from that. And again, this is not something that's been widely talked about. It's not been pushed out for many different reasons, but this is definitely something that could be a catalyst to the upside. Again, this is playing options, the stock, whatever you want to be playing. The stock is pretty pricey at $160-ish, $163 as of right now. We can be playing here. So looking here on the Fibonacci tree here, we're going to do just a very short basic ones here from the get-go here. Coming into some initial short-term support would be around that 163 to 160 160 to 163 level here. That kind of falls into a lot of the 34 EMA, the 8 EMA with that previous swing high to low, that 38.2 level here. We do have a bottoming potential short-term bottom here around 144 to 143. So that's going to be a price level that we could see here, because again, knowing these pharmaceutical stocks, they can drop up and down really fast here. So we're potentially looking for to kind of see a significant breakout would be the break above 178. So let's go to the options tree, which this option was purchased. It was the 200 call, okay, going out all the way to the 15th of October. So a little over 100 plus days, 112 days to be exact here, out. So the theta decay is going to, it's pretty substantially far out of the money. As you can see here, there is no action at all on the charts here. There's no volume on any of these trees here. Even if you go into the closer months, the August and September months, there's not much volume here. This is not a very liquid stock, to say the least at all. This is a not very liquid at all. So keep that in mind. The option spreads are super wide here, so this is, again, something very risky if you're playing this. I'm going to be potentially trying to sell some puts here. I may even buy a little bit, a handful of the stock of a couple $1,000s here. But we'll see how this one plays out. I'm going to keep this one on a pretty short leash. I really would like to see this kind of continuously kind of support here around that 163 to that 160 level, potentially even down to that 155 here. But again, keep in mind, these are super volatile, very risky trade here. So I have to make that as a capstone understanding here. So this is very, very, very speculative. So I have to put the speculative trade idea on the banner here to let people know, hey, be careful out there. Something to be very mindful about. So going back to the main screen here, we're going to be looking for, again, key takeaways before we let you go. 160 to 155 potential level of support here. If that can hold here, continuously build a bottom here and not any continuously negative selling. Breaking below 150 to 143, that would be kind of a red sign and be the last leg of support here in the short term, and looking for that consolidation to continue so we can see that squeeze or that kick higher to around 180 and that overall goal to get back to that $200 level there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.